Welcome to Acorn Shipments. Today we're just going to take you through a guide on how to prepare your shipment documentation using the platform on Acorn and just guide you through the process. So we start off on the page where you've logged into and choose Shipments. This will take the shipments you've already created, or you're able to create your first one, which we're doing now, clicking on Add. Typing in a reference that relates to the shipment itself. So we're choosing here machine to India and a shipment description. These can be anything you like. These are purely for your own internal use. This is a corrosion machinery piece of equipment, so corrosion machine is an aid memoir for us, and we save this. Everything that gets saved is on the cloud. We can now choose which documents we're actually going to want to prepare. So an advice of shipment, an export invoice, and a packing list. You'll obviously be using different documentation for different locations and different things that you're actually shipping. So you're able to choose these both initially and as you progress through the process and decide you need to add additional shipments. So here we are with the export cargo shipping instructions, a standard shipping notice. For certain categories of items, there will be regulatory documents you need, such as dangerous goods notices. We aren't using one in this case, but we are choosing a certificate of origin of the EC variety. Bank letter, multi-use certificate there as well, which can be used for any purpose you so desire. We're now saying those are the ones we want to use, so we're just updating that. What will now take us to is the master data entry. This is where, and you can see it already has the machine India and corrosion machine, where you can enter your master data, which is then populated onto all the other films. So we've chosen sterling, shipment start date, time scale. This is how long we envisage it taking, so just over about a month for that one. Then we start entering the information on who the exporter is. Now, this can, obviously, if you're using it yourselves, this can be pre-populated, so once you've entered the data once, it will then be using the same data each time. You haven't got to manually enter it each time. So here we have a fictional company, got their VAT number, their location, their telephone number and fax numbers. Now we're putting in some more specific information as to what our own internal invoice number is, what the value of the transaction is. So we're entering in here, it knows we're using sterling, £30,000. Invoice date, we're going to go for today, and again what our internal account number is for that client and what our reference is, and then details that we're doing a shipment to India. Then we're putting in who the buyer is, their VAT number and contact details. As we progress on, we're now entering the remarks. So we could be choosing to under notify parties, such as notify the bank, but we're not using that in this case. But we are saying in here that we are utilizing a letter of credit, and we're attaching to that the letter of credit reference number as well. We then carry on with the all-important country of origin, the UK, and the country of destination, India. One of the lovely bits of this is if you do enter some data and then realize it isn't correct, you can easily go back and change it. So whilst we all know that UK is United Kingdom, in the pedantic world of international trade documentation, it's better if it actually says United Kingdom. We can then add information on the port of discharge, place of delivery. Obviously at this moment we don't know what the vessel name is, but again that can be added in at a later date. That's one of the lovely benefits of the Acorn shipment system. So there's discharge, and then we have the actual place of delivery being Mumbai. So making the Incoterm reference there, the port and the payment methodology. Shipping marks as addressed. Again, this can be anything you like, which just ties it all together. And then a quick description of what we have each exported. Net weight, gross weight, the total volume and the tariff code. We now have a section of free text. This will actually appear on every form, so it doesn't necessarily need to be used, but it's often used just to clarify some points. So for here, we're just going to clarify that all the goods are actually made in the UK. Here you can have the declaration where you can have your pre-populated signature, but we can now save this. So that is all the master data saved. And you can see along the top here now, we have all the different documents we have prepared. So there's the shipping advice, the invoice, see all the information's been pulled through, the packing list, bit of exchange. You can now add into this any specific data you want on those individual sheets. So it's pulled through the common data and you can add in your sheet specific data to it. There's the certificate of origin, and there's the blank letter which you can use for your own purposes there. You'll see on the top right hand corner these all have draft, so these can all be changed as and when you like. And what we can do now is, such as email these draft ones up and down your supply chain or for anyone else to check. So you can type it in, send it on, and in this example we've sent it across, and our clients had a look. Our clients actually come back to us and pointed out that we made a slight mistake, quite a fundamental one, as we'd put in a value in there of £30,000 for the shipment, where in fact it should have been 300,000. So we can go back into edit master data, change it here to £300,000 and save it. That will now have changed that reference on all of the documents to reflect the correct figure. So we can see now, if we scroll down to the bottom of the invoice, it now has here £300,000. We can preview our documents, we can print them out, we can send them. Here we are. They're all sitting there as a PDF. When we're actually happy with them, we can actually publish them. This is when your client's account will actually be charged the £8 per shipment, regardless of the number of documents in there. So those have now been published, and you'll see in the top right hand corner it no longer says draft. These are the final documents that you can utilize, and if you want the electronic certificate of origin, they can now be sent off to the individual Chamber of Commerce for fulfilling. So that's how easy it is to prepare your documentation using Acorn Shipments. If you do have any queries, please contact us on the contact number or drop us an email and we will guide you through the process. Thank you very much.